Good morning and welcome. For those of you that don't know me, now my name's Bev.G.Star and I'm an artist and workshop host from Weston-super-Mare, and I'm running a project on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor, and it's called Creative Isolation, Creative Lives Under Lockdown. And each week through the pandemic lockdowns, we've been coming live to bring you something creative each week to inspire you to maybe get involved and use your extra time that you have in your life to make something beautiful out of the things that you have around your home. So if you're just joining me now, please say hi from wherever you are in the world. Please tell me where you're watching from, who you're watching with maybe, and what the weather is like also where you are. Today in Weston-super-Mare, the weather is rainy, and I'm not too shy of a rainy day. I do like one because it means I can be my most creative without having to leave the house, and it really grounds me, and it's like, okay, so today is like a rainy day. We spend our time in the house being creative. I love these days, and I'm so pleased that it's lined up that I can bring you creative isolation inspiration today. So last week, if you joined me and watched the workshop tutorial, I made a tic-tac-toe game using rocks and pebbles, and we drew on those rocks and pebbles some snowflakes, and then we could use them as a gift maybe this Christmas, because this is for now the Christmas countdown. Christmas is coming, it's just around the corner, and our workshops running side along with our build up to Christmas. So we even have some reindeer food in a couple of weeks and some cracker making, so do stay tuned for all the exciting tutorials that are coming up. But this morning, so last week we made tic-tac-toe using pebbles that we can gift or spend time to play with our friends over Christmas, our family, because that's who we're with. And today we're going to make some decorated jars. Now, you know, if you watch the other videos, normally what I'd like to do is show you one I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. So let me show you. So decorated jars can be anything. Thing you'll need is jars, and then you'll need some creative imagination. Now let me show you. So I made this jar. It's an old pickle jar, and what I did is I filled a tub of water and I dipped and put some nail varnish on the surfaces of the water, and then I dipped the jar down to here, and then it left this really beautiful marble effect. And then I put some lights in there. I don't know if you're able to see how dark it is, but I put some lights in there. And I don't know if you saw over the weekend, there was a project running called Glow Home by Seed Sedgemoor. So they are our funders. For those of you that don't know Seed Sedgemoor, please do check them out. They are leading creativity in project currently. So they did a project called Glow Home, so where the people of their community made a lantern out of a glass jar, and they lit it up with a plastic candle, I believe, or as a little light inside, and they decorated their jars, and they'll be hanging them out, and it's the launch of the Christmas lights, I believe, in Sedgemoor. So I do check that out if I'm not correct on the details. But yeah, so they inspired me, and I was just like, wow, I'm running a workshop in jars that week. Maybe I could kind of collaborate and give them a massive shout out, because they've inspired me to do this project, or using the lights in the jars. Here's a jar someone's actually made for me. So not only do I make things, I also accept things that other people make me, and this beautiful jar has a light in it. So let me show you. So here's the jar. It's got a it's kind of wrapped in a lace, like a lace all the way around, and at the top I believe my friends tied some of like you know, the parcel ribbon. I really like it. It's like tweedy kind of material, so around the top, and then I put the light in. Now this normally hangs by my front door in a macrame. I didn't bring the macrame in, but it hangs outside, so with a nice little light, and it looks beautiful, especially this time of the year when it gets dark earlier. So that's that. And also this is just an old candle, so it's still got the label on, but what I've done is I've put a light in there. So I just wanted to let you know, if you didn't have a jar to hand, because that's what I'm going to be using today. Here is an old salsa jar. So I'm not fancy from where I get them from. I like to recycle as much things, and I've always got a jar in the house. So nice and clean. There's the lid. Now you don't have to use the lid, but maybe if you are making this as a gift, you'd like to decorate the top. Maybe you could fill it with some bath salts after you've decorated. Maybe you could just put a light in it. Maybe you could put some cookies that you've made for somebody in there. Really go to town, you know. This is just for me to inspire you. The ideas and inspiration for decorating little jars are just endless, you know. You could actually start a hoarding collection from these. So today I'm going to be using, my jar, that's one thing that you will need. I'm going to use some paper. So this is a previous piece of paper that I kind of embellished with a marble effect the same way I did the glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that into strips, and then I'm going to sellotape it You can use glue, but sellotape is going to do the job for me today. I'm going to sellotape it around the jar. This is my thoughts anyway. And then I'm going to add a few things. Now, I like to incorporate nature as much as possible. So I've been out for a walk and I collected just a little bit of this small ivy. Be careful picking plants and stuff from wild, but I just picked this from my garden wall and I'm going to wrap that around my jar, okay? So using my scissors, I'm going to get going, stop talking and start making. Are you ready? So let's just cut this into a nice strip. See how wide my glass is. Now you can go to town on this, you can make labels for it. So let's just make a nice strip for this right now. We never know how it's really going to turn out. It's all part of the experimentation. I'm just going to cut a strip here. Again, I like to mix media. I like to use a lot of different things in my creativity. I'm not shy of being creative at any time. So here's my strip of material and I'm going to wrap it. You could use Christmas paper, you could use newspaper, you could use fabric, you could use lace, you could use string, you can paint the whole thing with glitter. I shared a video this week from the Glow Lantern, the Glow Home project, and there was a young girl, I can't quite remember her name, but she did this beautiful lantern and she used a lot of glue and a lot of glitter. So do check that work out as well, because it's not just me here to inspire you. And then what you need to do is also share them with the community and show people what you make. Part of the fun of creativity is the sharing. It's all about the process for me, and then the sharing it is part of my process. I like to show people what I've made. I'm just going to stick that strip right on. Could you see that? I'm going to strip that on and then I'm going to cut another piece of sellotape. So, and then I'm going to it on like that. So this piece of paper is going to go all the way around. Oh, it fitted and worked as well. So I'm just going to stick that together, and then I have this really nice, I know, so simple. Again, you can do it with a theme style, you can change your pieces of paper. It's just about me, and I'm thinking about filling this with some bath salts for a friend. So that's my idea. Now I'm going to use some of this garden, I don't know, is it parcel string? It's like a, yeah, I think it's like parcel string. I'm going to cut myself a length of this and then I'm going to wrap it around the top. Because one thing you can also do is you can hang jars with little lights in. So let's just wrap this all the way around. I'm just going to spend a second tying it on first. I don't want to drop my glass, but I hope you can see. Let me just bring it up a little bit. There's only so much you can do with a mobile phone recording of how to make these things. So here we go. What you need to do is just tie your string around the top ridge of your jar so it's nice and securely, and then I'm just going to wrap. I'm just going to wrap that all the way around. Okay, just like so. And then I'm going to tie it just to finish it off, and then we'll see what we have. So where are you guys watching from? Have you decorated a jar before? And if you have decorated a jar, and I believe my dear friend Kelly, who's just logged in, who says she loves my lights, thank you, Kels, it's the first sign of Christmas in my house. Kelly made a beautiful marble jar herself, so please do share that with us, Kelly, if you can, to inspire other people, because you are very creative in yourself. So we're all about inspiration and creativity and giving you guys ideas to see your lockdown, your isolation through successfully without being bored. So there's my jar so far. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some nature on that. So here's a nice long piece of ivy. So the good thing, the good thing about these is that they're not designed to last forever with the ivy. You can work at it, you can play with it over the coming times. It really doesn't matter, see? Just wrap that round and it gives like a sense. Now you could use this as a table centre. I think I'm actually going to do that with a few of my glasses these years. I'm going to decorate my Christmas table. I'm sure I know a few people that love Christmas, and it's coming fast around the corner. Okay, so just wrap that on. I'm just going to spend a second on the table. I'm sorry if you can't see me, but I just need to knot the ivy on and put it through a little bit to make sure it stays. So what you'll guys do is you guys won't be presenting whilst you're making also, so you'll also have a little bit of time. There's no need to rush creative projects. The process is fun, even if you have to wait a little while to maybe let some glue dry sometimes, while you're waiting for that glue to dry, have a clean up and maybe get ready for the next project. This doesn't seem to want to stay because I'm trying to show you. So I'm just going back to my table a second and tie this ivy on. So for those of you that are just joining me, hello and welcome. My name's Bev.G.Star. I'm an artist and workshop host, and I'm running a project on behalf of Seed Sedgemoor, who have funded me to bring you some creative sessions to inspire you to use what you have around your home to be creative. Now look how pretty that looks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add maybe, so if this was gifting to a friend, maybe I could add a label here that says, to Kim, you're so beautiful, happy Christmas, and just have that there. Maybe I could add some baubles to decorate the side of the glass. But I'm going to add some of this Christmas, I don't know, it's like the Christmas ribbon that you can run a scissor down and it twirls like so. So let me get some of that on my glass. I wish I had like maybe I should get a table that goes here. You could see a bit better. That's what I'm going to do next week. So I'm just going to wrap this ribbon in between, and you get an idea of something looking pretty like that you could gift to a friend. You can fill with wishes, you can write letters, you can write promises, you can put your lights in it. Let's get the lights in it. So here's just a simple string light set. I'm just going to pop it in there. And I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera, but you have a beautiful jar. Now I could put, like I said, some cookies in there. I can give them to my dear friend Jenny. I could send some bath salts to Laura. I could hang this on my door. I could put it as a centerpiece on my table. I can pop it together with all these other lanterns I made. So don't stop yourself. Don't stop at one. You know, we all have jars around the home that we can be creative with. I wouldn't let not having what you would like to hold you back. Like if you don't fear that you have all the creative materials, you know, be creative with what you have. I'm a big fan of upcycling. I could upcycle all day. There you go, see? So get those working. Maybe I should, I have some time so I don't want to rush off. Maybe I could decorate this jar a little bit more. So here's a jar that I previously made in a workshop. For those of you that joined me, what I did by that is I filled a tub of water. On top of that water, I tipped my nail varnish. I'd inherited a lot of nail varnish. I dipped the jar into the water, and it just came up with this beautiful, like astoundingly beautiful. It's mad to look at. And when the light comes through, it just has this wonderful marble effect glow. So this would be my entry into the Glow Home project that's running by Seed Sedgemoor at the minute. So do check them out. Seed Sedgemoor are beautiful people. They have done wonderful things for creativity over the lockdown periods. Their whole projects are based on is how would they bring creativity to as many people as possible in their community in such hard times. And they've aced it. They've supplied craft materials. They've done dancing to keep people entertained, you know, little projects. Sketchbooks Unlocked is a project that I'm constantly talking about. It's an amazing. You go on and each week you can share, or every day if you like, you can share what you've done in your sketchbooks. Now sketchbooks are very great. They're wonderful things to have as part of a sort of an arts journal. It's like if you like to arts journal, there is room for you there. The arts quarters do wonderful things, so check them out. Again, go to Seed Sedgemoor. No doubt their projects will be growing. Meanwhile, we're here at Creative Isolation, and I'm Bev.G.Star, and I'm just going to be making or decorating a couple of jars for you today to inspire you. Okay? You don't have to rush out and spend all your money. You can just be creative. So I've put a little bit of twine at the top there. Let's get some more, so here's some ivy, some foliage. You don't have to stick with ivy, you can go out and get branches. I'm just going to tuck that around the top. I'm going to weave it in through. So there's hundreds of ideas of decorating jars. If you don't like mine, or mine haven't inspired you, just tap it into the internet or even on Facebook, and you will see lots of creativity of what people can do. Okay, we also have a community that I've started on behalf of the Creative Isolation project. It's called the Creative Isolation Community Group, and what I'm trying to do is encourage people to come over there into that group every day, every week, and just show us what you make. You know, I like to be inspired by other people. I like to see what other people make, and maybe that I can use them within my art. You know, if you're a budding artist, or you want to be an artist, or you're a natural creative and you don't know what to do with your work, part of that process, what we miss out on, is just the sharing. You know, art changes people's emotions. It's what it's there for. It's expression, it's communication, it's all of those things. So just making sometimes, you know, takes you out of your head and into the process. It's beautiful. Some artists don't like to share, but I'm a sharer. So there we have that. Now I normally have a macrame that I have that hanging in, but it's downstairs. I would have loved to have shown you that. but you can't remember everything. So what I'm going to do now is, like I said, I could use this jar as a centerpiece. I could use this jar to gift. I'm going to put the lid back on and I'm going to decorate this lid. I'm going to use the material or the paper that I've been working on. Remember that I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. I'm going to cut into a nice square just to cover the top. And we'll see what happens. So, you know, this is easy lead. If you're looking for a rainy day activity, if you're at home today and maybe you have your children, maybe you're isolating together, maybe just get out the newspapers, lay them down, find some sellotape, have a look in your drawers, have a look in your cupboards for a glass and just get creative. Challenge yourself, you know, challenge yourself to make something from nothing. It's one of the most creative things you can do is making things from things. It's amazing. That's what creativity is about. Okay, so let me show you. I've just embellished the top there, and maybe I could write someone's name on that. It's got the lights in it. I could use it as a jar. Beautiful, isn't it? Very, very simple. Very, very simple. So again, with packaging, if you're looking for an idea and you don't want to wrap everything, or, you know, I'm a big fan of coming up with quirky ways to wrap my gifts, and maybe it's just a cookie you give someone, you can jar it up, or maybe it's 5 cookies, you can put 5 cookies in a jar and give it to your friend, use it as a centerpiece. You can do whatever you please. I'm just simply here to share the inspiration with you. So let's see, we've got any comments today. Hi Kim, hi Jenny, hey Laura. Thank you so much all for joining today. I hope that the things that I do can help you unlock your creativity and encourage you to be creative, because we don't judge on creativity. It's just an important part of the human thing that needs to be fulfilled, for me every day at least anyway. So don't forget to join my creative community. It's called Creative Isolation, the community group. Please get in touch, please come and join that, and there please I encourage you all to share what you've made, to encourage everybody else to make, because without creativity or without art the world would be a different place, wouldn't it? So thank you very, very much for your time. Next week I'm going to be doing this, I can't remember what I'm going to be doing next week. I think it's a seasonal, next Friday I think we're going to be working on a seasonal what they call like a garland, and I'm so excited because I never know how it's going to turn out, because I literally work like the same as you guys. I find the materials in my home and then I use them for to decorate my home, and then again in my live videos. So Monday I'll start posting about that, and just for now, have a wonderful weekend. Use your rainy days wisely and widely. Be sensible, make good choices, and I'll see you next Friday, 10 AM, same place here on Creative Isolation, to make a seasonal garland. Okay? Any questions, let me know. For now, I think that's everything. Take it easy, guys. Bye.